My name is Brooklyn Bell. I am an athlete and also an artist. I am here in Arizona in the Painted Desert on the edge of the Navajo Nation to meet Chip Thomas and learn about how the beautiful people here in Arizona and the landscape inspire his amazing art.
I would describe myself as a public artist, activist, and physician.
How did you end up here in Arizona?
There was a program that was developed called the National Health Service Corps. The government said to me that they would pay for my medical school education for 4 years, and rather than owing money, I can work in an area such as this that needs physicians. And a woman I went to medical school with, she thought this place would really resonate with me. And clearly she's right, because it's 32 years later and I'm still here.
Why are you still here?
Because I love it. It resonates with me. I've always been a cyclist. I get to go out and see beautiful countryside, amazing light for me as an artist in Arizona. There are amazing stories here. I think one of the things that I love about this area is that there's tangible history. Being here has just kind of given me the time and space to be a visual storyteller. In medicine, we start with a history and we hear people's stories. As a photographer and an activist, I'm attempting to tell stories as well. It's just taken time to gain people's trust in taking these photographs and presenting them in a way that I think reflects their beauty and strength.
What is street art?
In street art, it's an opportunity to express what one wants. In 2012, I started a project called the Painted Desert Project, where I bring street artists out from different parts of the world to paint murals on the reservation, to spend time with people, to get some idea of the culture here, and then create work that's culturally relevant and sensitive.
And the folks that you brought out here for the Painted Desert Project, they must have fallen in love with the landscape here.
I think so, yeah. I mean, the landscape is super important. Just the fact that you can see such a distance, in my mind, just creates the feeling of a sense of endless possibility. Just, everything is open and exposed. I did a piece here, what's called the old Juanetta trading post, just off the Navajo or Nation.
What is the inspiration behind the green room?
Yeah, so the green room is memorial of sorts, but it's also a meditative space. During the Cold War, a lot of uranium ore was mined from the Navajo Nation. It's really kind of a reflection on resource extraction from indigenous lands and the consequences of that.
Why are you bringing street art to this place?
Yeah, it's an experiment, really.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I have always had a personal interest in big art outdoors where people are speaking freely in a creative way. The question became for me, is there a way I can bring that medium to a place that has never had it? Can I do it in a way that is respectful and appreciated by the people whom I'm representing? In my medical practice, when I see people, I'm attempting to create an environment of wellness within the individual. And in the community, with the pictures I'm putting up, reflecting to the community the beauty they've shared with me, I'm attempting to create an environment of wellness within the community.
As a runner, when you're inside yourself running and connecting, you can hear your heartbeat, you can hear your breath, and you can hear your footstep. And aligning all three of those things to the natural surroundings and the natural pulse around us is a favorite thing of mine. My name is Shaun Martin. I'm the athletic director at Chinle High School. Here in Arizona, there's such diverse natural resources. On the Navajo Nation, We have mountains just 30 minutes up the road that are at 9,000 feet, and then we have Canyon de Chelly. We chose to live here because my wife's family's from here, and with what we want to do with our careers and our lives, it's to give back to our native kids. Use running and education as a catalyst to show them a better way to live is my mission.
Have fun, man. Have fun.
Canyon de Chelly is in northeastern Arizona, nearly in the center of the Navajo Reservation. It's a national monument. It's operated by the National Park Service. The only way into the canyon is with a Navajo guide. The canyon itself is very significant to Navajo people and our culture. There's dwellings, there's rock art all throughout the canyon. And so what better way to support our native cultures than to bring a race here into Canyon de Chelly and use the profits to support our local runners. The Canyon de Chelly Ultra Marathon is a 34-mile race. We start at the mouth of Canyon de Chelly and we run east. They'll go all the way up to Spider Rock. At 17 miles, we turn around and come out. So it's the only time a person can come in and experience the canyon on their own on foot. It's a pretty special event. Part of Navajo beliefs is getting up and running in the morning to meet the Creator. When I came up with the idea of doing this ultramarathon, it was all about sharing our land and our culture with runners to attract them here. We are taught that when we start our morning run, we yell. The yell announces to the Creator that we're out running. We're not just wasting our life. We're not sleeping in. We're not being lazy. So I ask our runners to join me in the start of the race by yelling. And they're doing exactly what every Navajo runner does. That's what this race was founded on. And if a person comes here, my hope is that they can walk away, they can drive out of the Chinle Valley, leave Arizona with a feeling of connection.
I grew up on the Diné Navajo Nation in a very small community called Shaun, Arizona, with my grandparents on the dirt floor of a hogan. I came to school in Flagstaff for high school and college, and I was introduced to a whole wide variety of cultures that I had never been exposed to growing up. This area is so unique. It sits 7,000 feet and above. We're surrounded by ponderosa pine, aspen trees. There's a diversity of cultures. You can find Native American food, events going on, and you name it. Nikki, Cooley. I'm a Diné educator and climate change program coordinator. After I finished my master's degree, I worked with tribes all across the country, and I was so fortunate to learn from them that I took that knowledge back here to Arizona to work with my people because I always felt a need to come home. ITEP is the Institute for Tribal Environmental Professionals. We're based here on campus, but what we do is we actually go across the country, including Alaska, and we provide trainings, workshops, conferences for tribes who want to learn how to better manage their own natural resources. It's something that I'm really passionate about, and I've always worked towards that.
Nikki's work is so important because our kids are young and they need a world with clean water and clean air and a livable planet. The Diné culture says that you live in balance, and I think that's what we try and do.
I love the city of Flagstaff because this is a community that really does come together because we're so invested in the city and the surrounding landscapes. I think that's due to people being outside all the time. There's something for every physical ability. There's a lot for people to do, including for children. They have that access. They're able to go outside, enjoy themselves, let some stress out. It's just an amazing place. I feel like it needs to be protected.